What up, guys? Welcome back to Savage Studios. You may recognize my boy right here from the last time I had him on. We spoke on what things were like in Arizona, being a correctional officer, moving up to a sergeant, even working in the women's facility, inmate-wise, and dealing with people like that. And I figured today we could talk about something a little more interesting to people, and that's pretty much what we get our asses kicked with when we are unruly or are involved in altercations and things such of that nature. So right off top, bro, right off top, what are all of the ones you remember, and explain them and give them, what they are, how they're used, and bam.
So obviously, thanks for having me on again, bro. I appreciate it. So obviously, this line of defense is always the spray. That's always what a correctional officer goes to. Now, on level 4 yards out here in AZ, they carry tasers now.
They carry what?
These officers are carrying tasers.
Oh,
they're carrying tasers.
Oh, wow.
They're carrying tasers.
Wow.
So it's not all the level 4 yards. A lot of the max units are two for sure, but some of the level 4 yards, like in the prison down in Florence Hyman area, they're for sure carrying tasers. They got baton rounds, so those are coming out of a shotgun, and those are like hard wooden round like knobs. Any kind of fight that's involved weapon, you're going to get hit with that for sure.
Yep.
You might get hit with a bean bag, and then in the tower, if it's on the yard or if there's like a stabbing on the yard, the tower has an M4 with live rounds. There's a Glock 19 up there with live rounds. Then obviously there's a shotgun, different kind of stinger rounds. Those stinger balls hurt, man. Those are like a shotgun shell.
Oh, I know.
With little BBs that come out of them.
So
yeah, those nasty. They don't really carry batons.
Let me ask you. Yeah, that's actually a good thing, man. Because man, they look skinny. They look real skinny, but they fucking hurt, man. But I'm gonna go ahead. So obviously in Cali, one thing that I always notice whenever we get into a riot or we be brawling or something, I noticed that the COs, if they were really bad, because I've been in some that were actually pretty violent, the COs would actually stay on one side of the yard and form a big skirmish line. And a skirmish line is just pretty much one wall of attack. And they would approach together in that skirmish line, tossing those what are those called when they throw those smoke bombs, but it pops and lets all that white smoke go. Flashbang. Yeah,
that's CS smoke. So it's a flashbang. It's CS grenade. So as soon as you inhale that CS, it takes your wind out.
Right out.
And that line you're talking about is called it's a designated armed response team.
Okay.
So they go in and they usually have the helmet on, the black suits here in Arizona. I don't know what they wear in Cali. Yeah. They line up. There's a leader of the dart team. Each member have the dart team have their own specific weapon. They might have a 37 millimeter gas gun. They might have a shotgun. The leader of it's carrying kinds of grenades, a lot of flashbangs, a lot of smoke. Because the CS smoke, once it hits you, it's over.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the spray, big phantoms, nasty, man, nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to
especially in a riot. Like we're gonna.
What happened?
We're not gonna jump into it because it's so crazy. They're gonna stand back and throw shit in there.
No, I literally remember being at one riot where the skirmish line was coming towards us, and they were throwing the flashbangs, and the flashbangs were going on. We were pinpointing one guy, and it was about me and two other guys, and the flashbangs kept getting closer and closer and choking us out. So I remember at one point dragging the inmate away from the bombs just to keep getting on his ass, But yeah, that smoke, those flashbangs, they just, man, those ones are the ones I hated the most. Was the baton, obviously the baton, because I would get whacked in like my shin and my elbows and my back. But the block gun, that block gun, I've been in a mutual combats where I got shot in the back of my neck with the block gun, and man, that one it hurts bad. It's what you were saying, that round, that wooden one.
Yeah, they're like batons. They're like wooden round batons, and they hurt like hell. Did it take?
Did
Did it
what?
put you on the ground? Did
No,
that baton round put you on the ground?
no, it didn't. But what it did do was it left a big, 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 big welt that bruised. My whole neck was so sore I couldn't get out of bed for like weeks after that. I couldn't move my neck.
Oh,
But yeah,
shit.
no, actually,
What ended up stopping the riot times?
the riots.
What was the line of defense from the correctional officers that would stop at weapon? You remember?
Okay,
Was it
well,
the gas? The
the
which one?
as far as the ones that would stop us like in a riot, I think those flashbang ones where it chokes you out, they threw those like they were throwing them everywhere. The block rounds, they hurt like a bitch. You know, yeah, those ones will. They don't necessarily always stop us, but they hurt bad. And then obviously pepper spray. Me, that's like my kryptonite. Like if I remember one time being in a riot with like I was going at it with like 7 dudes, and this was in a day room. It's a smaller, more isolated brawl. But I remember like everything was going good, man, and he hit me right in the face with a good burst of pepper spray, and it shut me. It got into my eyes, and it shut me down, man. I couldn't see shit. I was done.
It's like having sandpaper in your eyes. You can't even blink.
No, you can't blink. You can I got asthma, so I'm telling the CO like, hey man, I think I'm about to have an asthma attack, and he's telling me, I hope you die.
What about like if you were in the cell? Did they out in the cell? Was it always pepper spray that they hit you guys with? Like
they
a one-on-one in the cell?
Yeah, they had that big thing that they would come into the cell with. It's like it goes through your tray slot, and it shoots out pepper spray through the end of it's like a battle ram almost, and it goes through your tray slot, and because the inmate can't keep his tray slot closed when they open it, and they send it right through there, and they spray, then they open it, and they come through with the shields and shit. Yeah, that was mainly it. But batons were more so for like, I've caught a couple batteries to where like it started off mutual combat. I was kind of winning, and then the CO saw that he couldn't stop me, so he just uses baton. He wouldn't even spray me. He'd just go crazy with the baton.
They carry batons like actual baton.
They don't do that.
COs out there.
They've never done that in Arizona.
Not when I was there, man. Maybe like on the dart team might have batons on them, but they kind of took those away. I never had a baton on me. Never. All I had was spray.
Yeah, these
now if you're on like a transport,
yeah,
you're gonna have a weapon on you, but not on the yard. Taser, not
batons. These ain't those old school fat ones. You know which ones? These are like the whip out ones. You know,
where they flick them out.
Yeah, man, those things are heavy.
One.
They're so skinny. They come out skinny, but they're heavy as hell. But no, anyways, not to get too far off. Metal. Yeah, not to get too far off topic here. I wanted to ask you, okay, so as far as like on the training on how to deal with big, large scale riots, right? When is it ever, in your opinion, time to pull the M4 out and take someone's win if you have to?
Man, that's only ever going to be called if there's like an stabbing, if an inmate's made like a zip gun and we can't get to them. I saw that one time on there was actually like a 10-on-10 riot, and the sergeant came out and called for the tower to put a shot in the pit, and then he shot onto the yard. But that was kind of probably uncalled for. There was no weapons involved. We probably said we saw some.
Yeah.
But usually only, man, if there's going to be stabbing or something, a weapon where it's going to turn deadly.
Yeah.
Even then, it's going to be hard to justify blasting. You know what I mean? It's going to be tough.
Is it like I know in Cali, man, I've actually lost a homie. I remember being in one riot in Old Folsom where they actually shot two of my homies, but they didn't kill them. They just like blew out some of the shoulder. One hit them in the knee. Is it like a shoot to kill, or is it like a shoot to try to? Are you trained to aim for lower extremities, or you can just get them?
Center mass. So now that depends on what round you're firing. You got to know what round is in your weapon. If you're shooting birdshot, then yes, it's extremities. But if shooting something that's going to be deadly, it's center mass. So not the head, so right in the chest. That's what we're taught to shoot.
Why is that for? Like, why taught that?
I think it's honestly the way that so we don't all the way follow the way that the police qualified with their weapons. Theirs are headshots. We don't take headshots. It's always in the center, probably because of the large gatherings also.
I see.
You don't know where that round's going to go. You got a chance in the center.
Oh, I see. Wow. Okay, and as far as like cell extractions, how did you guys do your cell extractions? Because was it like Cali?
We used to team up, seven-man team, one, and then with the camera, then the sergeant was all leader. You had the 1 and 3 guy would get the legs and the top of the arms. 2 and 4 would have bottoms, and then would have like whatever else needed to be done. But usually we were gassing before we came in on the cell extraction. But always a 7-man team with them. So I don't know, does Cali do it the same way? 7-man usually?
Yeah, they get the 7-man. They get the guy with the video camera. They put on like these crazy padded suits almost with the black helmets with the cage mesh in the front.
Yep.
And the shields and everything, man. And they come in hard. I remember we used to try to throw like shampoo and shit on the floor, and it was crazy.
Yep.
It was crazy, man.
We used to have, I think you said it in your video, fly off the top bunk. It was always somebody coming at us high.
Guilty.
Because once you're looking up,
Guilty.
Yeah, that was you.
Hell yeah, bro. I was even trying to ricochet. I would try to ricochet from the top of the wall down. Yeah.
But either way, like it's hard to fight 7 guys that are fully, and once you get hit with that spray,
You're
unless
done.
you got, even if you're soaked, you got towels around your face, it's soaked, it's gonna seep through.
Well, yeah, no. On a cell extraction, I don't think in the history of prison, I'm pretty positive no inmate has ever won that battle. Specifically, the cell extraction. I just think it's unwinnable. It's just not gonna happen. But okay, man. So look, thank you for coming on. I just wanted to have a quick chat about these crazy ass weapons and crazy ass defenses that you guys get, because at the end of the day, you need it, because you got inmates who are real. They have a lot of ingenuity with weapons and being violent. So it was cool because myself being man, I've been qualmed. I've been attacked by every single weapon you can think of, as far as the lethal not being one of them, but pretty much every other round I've been hit with. I've been hit with grenades. I've been hit with smoke, pepper spray, and it's cool to see your side of it and when is the right time to pull the lethal. So thanks for coming on, man, and we'll do another interview.
Yeah, man,
pretty
for
soon.
sure.
I've been hella busy, but I love having you on, man. It gets a whole nother perspective. I don't care what no haters got to say. I don't care what nobody's got to say about me interviewing a CO or ex-CO or whatever the case is. I'm all about perspective. You seem like a good dude. I consider myself to be somewhat of a good guy now. So at the end of the day, man, thanks again.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And that's on, baby. King, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.